Catch It With Key TV says, I can't decide between Power Director 21 Ultimate and 365. Lifetime versus subscription. All right. So first and foremost, I got a video that breaks it down to you. If you look up Power Director 365 versus Lifetime versus subscription, you will find my video. It breaks it down to the very last compound. All right. But the way that I look at it is this. If you want to have the most free stuff that you can access on a regular basis, and that means stock footage, music, different titles, different templates, effects, stickers, all of that jazz. If you want those things and you want to get free stuff over and over and over again, and you don't mind having a huge library of stuff, then rock with the subscription, because that's what's going to give you all of those extras, all of the extra effects, things like that. Now, if you don't care about that stuff, like stock footage and music and all that stuff, or you're not going to use it because you got a different music service or you use YouTube Music, then just get the lifetime subscription. Also, in the video, I talk a lot about monetarily the differences. If you're going to upgrade to a new version of Power Director every 2 years, you might as well get 365 because it's worth it. It's worth the dollar amount. It's worth the difference. But if you're going to wait like 3, 4, 5 years before you upgrade again, and you're going to stick with Power Director 21 Ultimate, then get that, because you're going to save money over the long haul. So it's really about how often do you upgrade, and are you going to use all the extras that come with the subscription? Those are the two main things that I kind of break down in that video. Check out that video. It'll give you more information, and you're going to love me for it. You're going to love me. All right. Haley Alexander says, do you have a place where I can pay to catch up on everything? You told me you've got over 400 videos. I'd like to watch them all. So if you go to my channel, you can see every single video that I have. I don't have a place where you can pay to get caught up on everything. So if you want to see my videos, the easiest thing to do is just to go to YouTube. So if I go to YouTube here, let me bring my screen back up. And if you do a simple search for Power Director, my channel should be one of the first options. At least it is for me. If it's not, then search Power Director University. You click on my channel, and then on my channel, you have this where it says videos. You can click on that, and it will have every single video that I have ever made, all 400 videos, 400 something. I don't see how many it is right here, but they'll all be right here. So if you really want to go watch every single one, that's how you do it. Wired World Canada says, is there a way to add a fade effect to all clips? Yes, there is. Pretty simple, my friend. So I'm just going to throw some stuff in the timeline here. I'm going to stretch this out a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. Yada, yada, yada. Doesn't really matter. All right. So if I want to add a fade to all the clips, all you really have to do is if you go to the transition room and you go to general, there's the fade transition. You can go ahead and go down here to this little thingy, this little blue thingy. It says apply selected transition to all videos on selected track. So as you can see, I have track 1 selected. I selected fade. I click on this. And then if I want it to be at the front of each transition, I pick prefix. If I want it to be at the back of each transition, I pick postfix. If I want to create a cross transition in the middle, I do cross. And if I want the second clip to overlap the first clip, then I choose overlap. I'm going to choose cross. And you can see that it adds all of these fade transitions to all of the clips. That's how you get her done. Love ya. All right, let's move on. So Linda says, do you have any tips on how to search efficiently in Shutterstock videos to find more clips? It seems like if I use the more than 2 adjectives, it says there's nothing that matches my search. You know what? I haven't tried to search like too much stuff on Shutterstock. Got a little bit of Shutterstock issues myself. Simply because, as you guys may know, I had a video that they had like a video of mine taken down because I showed where the Shutterstock files are saved to when you download them. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to get into that painful episode again. I'm going to leave that alone. So I don't really use Shutterstock a lot. But if I were to search in Shutterstock, I don't really use a lot of terms. 1 or 2 words is what I try to use. I try to stick to as few words as possible so that the search is more specific. The more words you use, the more things it's going to try to pull up, which is probably why it's telling you like, hey, it can't do something. But if you search on Shutterstock, I try to stay to like 2-word searches at the most. I don't hardly ever search more than 2 words. And that goes for any type of stock footage that I'm looking for on any site. 2 words is the max. I don't know, like, if you can give an example of what you're searching for, then I could probably tell you what I would search instead of searching some long drawn out phrase with multiple adjectives in it, right? Like if I'm looking for a happy person, I would just put happy person. If I'm, you can't get too specific. You got to be kind of broad and then scroll through and look through all the millions of different things that it has, really. Splasher7 says, is there a way to put markers on a video clip while it is playing live without stopping the playing of the video? No. You can only put a marker on when you have the video stopped. You have to move your playhead you got to move your playhead there, or you can right click it and add a marker there, but not while it's playing. Cranking and Yanking says, do you think 4K is worth the time and effort? I feel that most people either can't or won't watch 4K. So every video I upload is 4K. I don't think that 4K is a thing of the past. I think 4K is like now. I think that most people have, maybe I'm wrong. I think that a lot of people have 4K resolution monitors, TVs. I think that if you can, you're always best at least putting your videos out in 4K. If someone wants to watch it on a device with a lower resolution, great, they can still watch it. I think that it's worth it because the output and the quality and the resolution, let's say that, I don't want to say quality, the resolution is outstanding, and you can always utilize 4K to go ahead and scale in if you need to. As far as worth the time, I don't feel like it adds a lot of time to my workflow anyway. I think that it really depends on your machine and the program that you're using. Like if you're using like Premiere, it's a resource hog, right? Then it might take longer to render and do what you got to do in 4K. And so people might be like, man, forget this 4K. This Adobe Premiere takes forever, but they think it's 4K. It might be the program that they're using. I don't have any problems with Power Director producing in 4K. Whenever I shoot anything, I always shoot on, and I was telling people this on my last live stream, I shoot everything raw in 4K, 4096. So if I'm shooting in 4096 DCI, I'm getting very high resolution, and my files are raw, so I can manipulate them in so many different ways: exposure, brightness, color, all type of stuff. So I'm shooting like that, and I never find any problems with how long it takes for me to create. So I will chalk that up to me having a pretty good PC with really good specs. And because of that, I don't have an issue doing things in 4K. You might feel like it's taking forever to do it. You might think that it's adding a lot of time, and you might not have that time. And if that's the case for you, it might not be worth it to you because of time. But what about the people watching? Is your time worth it to your viewers to get the quality viewing experience that they might want? If they're watching on a 4K device and you got a 1080p video, are they going to look at that and say, I want to watch something higher quality than this? Or are they not? I don't know. But you got to take those things into consideration. So when you ask the question, is 4K worth it? There is a whole lot of other factors that you need to take into account before you say whether it's worth it or not. Steve Williams says, Malik, besides yourself and the Smarter Turtle, are there any other PD tutorial sites on YouTube you can recommend? There used to be one called PD Toots. See if I can pull that one up. Yeah, this is an old one. So this is a channel out here. It's PD Toots. But like I said, they don't upload any content to these channels anymore. But they got a lot of good content. Even if it's old content, it's still good because you can still do a lot of cool stuff with them. This dude, if you ever been in the Power Director forum, Why Not Fish 77, he answers a lot of questions on the Power Director forum. The Power Director forum is a users forum for people on it who use the program. It's not like any people who work at Cyberlink. It's just extra users. He's one of those guys, and he answers a lot of questions. So he knows his stuff when it comes to Power Director. Let me see if I can find this other channel, man. So here's another one, PD Tutorials. So once again, if we look here and we click on videos, we can see that he kind of like went a little bit off niche, right? So I know he was doing like, look at all of these are Power Director. And then he went up to version 19. And then when he got to 20, he started doing a few off niche videos here. Like, yeah, the Power Director 20 video here. Power Director 20, Power Director 20. And then he goes back to 19. So not really sure where he's going with those things, and bringing in different types of tutorials, camera setup and body wear and all this stuff. I don't know, but you can see the last video was 4 months ago, so it's been a minute. And then he had 2 months in between those two videos, and then he had 5 months in between the other two videos. So I don't know what's going on with this channel, but once again, you can check out his videos. Just if you want to like see some of his content, see his tutorial style or whatever you want to call it. He's got videos out there. It's PD Tutorials. Splasher7 says, I have the subscription Director Suite 365 paid annually. Can I use this on multiple computers? What is procedure to move to a new computer? So you don't have to have a procedure. It can be used on 2 machines. That's it. No more than that. So you just upload the Cyberlink application manager. You put that, you go to that site, put it on your machine. You should be good to go. So you go download the Cyberlink application manager. You download it, you open it up. You should be able to go ahead and put the programs on. You sign in. Because you sign in, it will know if you have a subscription. Once you sign in, it'll go ahead and say, hey, these are the things you can download, and it'll go ahead and let you add the programs to your machine. So just log in and get to downloading. Should be good. But if you try to put it on more than 2 machines, you're not going to be good because it's not going to let you. Also, I don't think that you can use it on multiple machines at the same time because it's checking your license. When you're online, it's going to check your license to see if it's good. And if you try to use it on more than one machine at the same time, it's not going to let you do that either. Steve Williams says, I have the lifetime version of PowerDirector 19 as well as 365. If I install PD19, will it in any way interfere with the 365 version? I'm not sure. I don't think that it will, but there could be a chance that if you like update 365, that maybe it messes with 19. I don't know the answer to that one. But if you install 19 while 365 is on the machine, I don't think it'll do anything. I think it'll be just fine. It's the opposite. If you try to update or change 365 while 19 is there, that's when I would be afraid that it would try to override it or take it or remove it from your machine or something like that. That's my concern. But if you really want to know, I think Cyberlink support would be the best place to ask that question.